Hello everyone. Today we're going to check out MoYu's new RS3 M, so let's get right into it. So in the box we have the cube and a blue MoYu stand. Then the cube also comes with the typical MoYu accessories. We have the pamphlets, MoYu cards, screwdriver, and for this particular cube we also have some tools for gear adjustment since this cube uses the classic dual adjustment system. So this cube isn't particularly light, it feels slightly on the heavy side, and it does have a frosted plastic, so that's an interesting feel. It seems a bit stiff almost out of the box, but the turning is pretty smooth. And honestly, I kind of like this frosted plastic feel. I've gotten used to a lot of cubes feeling like this, and I've been able to grip them all pretty well. Like I said, it feels a bit tight, and the turning is pretty snappy, but the puzzle is also very dry at the moment. The turning feels kind of swishy smooth, but I could imagine this being super buttery and really soft and quiet, given a slightly thicker, heavier silicone lube. Now, I know a lot of people were complaining about the magnets being slightly on the weaker side on this puzzle. Honestly, I don't find them to be that weak. I mean, they're definitely on the weaker side, but I don't feel like they're too weak. If you do want a version of this puzzle that has stronger magnets, though, TheCubicle is making custom versions of this RS3 M 2020, and they're calling it RS3 M 2020 Plus, and they'll add a second set of magnets to make the magnetic force a bit stronger in this puzzle if you're a fan of that stronger feel. So the other neat thing about this cube is that it uses MoYu's dual adjustment system that we see on things like the WRM. So even though this is a budget puzzle, we are seeing some nice premium features being carried down into it. So as you can see, we have the dual adjustment system here with the gears, and they can be simply adjusted with this tool, and you can snap it up to compress the spring. So since we felt the cube straight out of the box on the loosest spring compression, I'm curious to see how it will feel on the tightest. So I just bumped all of the compression systems on every side up to the tightest setting. It does feel a bit more controllable. Honestly, the difference isn't as big as I thought it would be, but it does feel like it's, slightly less floppy. I do use the WRM as my main, and for that cube I use it on the tightest spring compression, and I feel like that works the best for me on most of the cubes. So I figure this will work the best for me on this one as well. However, the turning is still a bit blocky, so I would probably loosen the screw a little bit to aid with the corner cutting, so it's not amazing out of the box. This cube is the successor to the previous RS3, and so I just want to do a quick comparison of the pieces. On the left we have the original RS3, and then here we have the 2020 version on the right. The shape of this edge piece looks nearly identical, honestly. The torpedo still has this like dual level area. The edge is basically the exact same shape, and you still have ridges on the side here. The base here is made of primary plastic rather than colored plastic, but other than that, the edge piece looks very similar. And in terms of the corner piece, there are slightly more differences, but it's still very similar. Once again, we're using primary for the base of the pieces. The base is probably the most different on the corners. We don't have the screw anymore, so I guess that'll decrease a bit of weight. It's more hollow in there. And then also the edges of the corner are pointy almost, whereas they were a bit more rounded off. That might help prevent corner twists, I guess. But then the basic structure of the bottom of the piece is the same, except there's just this one little ridge here. Beyond that, there's nothing really interesting on the inside, it's just typical core. So this puzzle is $9, and for $9, you're getting a pretty decent performing budget cube that has a dual adjustment system. So this is one of the very few budget cubes, like maybe under $10, that has a premium cube feature such as that spring compression system. Usually the magnetic cubes you'll find under $10 are just standard screws and standard magnets, nothing really special, but here you have the dual adjustment system if you like to customize your cubes. So the other cube that I wanted to compare this to real quick would be the previously released MoYu 3x3 M. This one is only $6 from the same brand. This one only has standard magnets and standard springs. It doesn't have the dual adjustment system like this RS3 does. And the performance is also probably, it's not as great as this one. It's a bit more blocky and it doesn't really feel like as nice to turn as this one does. If you have an extra $3 to spend, I would definitely go with the RS3 over the Meilong. This is definitely going to be the budget cube I'm recommending. You know, it used to be the Qi MS 3x3, and I was even leaning toward that Meilong 3x3 for a while, but for under $10 and having the dual adjustment system, I mean, this thing is just the way to go. The turning is like papery smooth, super nice. I'm really impressed with this cube. So I'd like to give a huge thank you to TheCubicle for sending me this puzzle to review. If you'd like to buy it, I'll have a link down in the description below so you can buy it from their store. Also, if you like saving money, you can get 5% off all of your orders from TheCubicle with the discount code LCC at checkout. So make sure to use that code. Either way, that's all I have for my initial impressions of the RS3 M 2020, and I'm really excited to play with this cube a bit more. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys.